Ready, Freddy?
Yeah, Penny, can we do a video today and then...
Distracted. Hi.
Hi, welcome to the show. What we have today is... Hi, my name's Jonathan and I suffer from... Have you got ADHD?
So, I feel like Kilroy. Get it out. Get the frustration out. When they didn't believe you had ADHD because you were running up and down stairs.
It was saying to me, you haven't got it. You're noticing the slight facial movements of Penny's nose right now. You can notice that she has severe ADHD. Hi.
Hello. That was good.
That was alright. Hi.
Today.
Us.
This is going to take 10 years. Hello.
Hi.
Today, I'm here with Joff. Shall I call you Joff or Jonathan?
Whatever. Joff.
I'm here with Joff.
Man like Joff.
Got a missing thumbnail. Today's a really special one. One, because Joff here is a very dear friend of mine, innit?
Is it?
Two, because he has been vital to my mental health journey and finding out I had ADHD, because he too has ADHD. Girls and boys suffer from ADHD very differently. This actually means that girls are diagnosed a lot later than boys.
I never knew that.
Yeah, didn't you?
No.
Ah, yeah. The average diagnosis age for women for girls is 38, and I think for boys it's 8. And that's because boys show their ADHD by being disruptive, aggressive,
around,
can't sit still. They usually get spotted and diagnosed in school. Girls, on the other hand, they deal with their ADHD inwardly. So girls with ADHD in school might be the ones that daydream, the ones that like play with their hair, the ones that are a bit ditzy, drop stuff all the time, forget stuff all the time. Their behaviour isn't very disruptive. So girls are just kind of dismissed and seen as like lazy or a bit dippy, like they might have learning difficulties.
Apart from you, I've not met anybody that I've had a conversation with about ADHD where they've understood it.
Yeah.
Or where they've had it.
Yeah,
Do you know
yeah.
what I mean?
But you don't talk about it a lot at all.
No, hardly at all. Like, even with the people closest to me, I can't do it.
Why?
There's a stigma in it with ADHD, because I was diagnosed in the boom.
How old are you?
So I'd have been about, 10? Each year it would be school review and mum would be coming out and saying, his ability, when he does his stuff, is amazing, and he shows so much progressive work, and it's new and it's fresh, but it's not enough. It's never enough, and it's never for long enough. Classic ADHD, hyperfocus.
When I liked the subject, I was an A-star English student, but then in science I think it's Z. I got something with, I think they just, ungraded, because I used to mess with the Bunsen burner, and I used to do all sorts with it, and love seeing a little chemical reaction.
See, I passed science. I love science.
Yeah, but you're really brainy.
Yeah, but I was shocked that I passed science because I didn't pay no attention to science.
Yeah.
But because I loved it. It's
yeah,
like
that's
if you
it.
love a
no,
thing,
but it is because you'll have like a natural interest in it. Yeah, just before we went off on that big long trilly tangent, I don't actually know what the boom is.
Where the pharmaceutical companies were trying to get the Ritalin out there, trying to get the medication out there. Any mum that would come to the doctors, my son's being disruptive and oh, he's got ADHD. So the label is therefore created, and we're getting marked, boom, ADHD. So commonly what that creates is a disbelief amongst the masses, right? So when you talk to people, like a closed-minded person who say, I've got ADHD, the first thing they're going to think is you're lazy, it's not a real thing.
It's an easy way to wrap up bad behaviour, laziness and...
Yeah, or it's for lazy mums.
Who can't control
deal
their
with
kids,
just can't look after their kids.
Just dope them up.
It's so exhausting.
You do sound a bit distressed about that word, exhausting.
Yeah.
But I'm going to point out right now, so I know I'm going off on a tangent again, but that's just how the ADHD videos are going to be. I'm so sorry.
Got to bear with that.
I've spoke about this before, about diet being very important to your mental health. And I've probably cut down on like 90% of the sugar I take in since finding out I had ADHD, because I know what it does to me the day after. I don't crave it anymore because the bad days are so bad. It's like, you can have something really good, but if it's like poison to you, you don't see it as good anymore.
Did you want it badly before? Or was you like
I had a few chances where I ate multi-packs of chocolate bars.
And
Look, he's come here and this is what he's brought. And tomorrow, I am definitely going to learn judo, karate and taekwondo, all at lunchtime.
I eat M&Ms, and then sometimes I think about life.
You know how passionate I am about undiagnosed ADHD. You were diagnosed quite early. You can feel a bit undiagnosed when you're not able to express, like, talk to anyone about it. You don't feel like you've got I've got great peace of mind by being diagnosed because of the age I am. But you being diagnosed so early as well, it's probably harder to love it because you've gone through all the struggles throughout your life and known it was that.
It's unfortunate I can't really go back and ask how they felt about it at the time, my parents, because I think my dad was intelligent enough to clock the medication side of it and say, like, no. Over the years, I developed techniques, breaking things down and and they still don't work.
Yeah.
Do you know
what do you mean, like ways
but
of
they
managing
do work.
it?
Yeah, they work. It's crazy to say they don't, but they do, because a lot of my tasks I still don't get done in the same productive way as somebody who hasn't got ADHD.
Yeah, neurotypical.
Like neurotypical.
With undiagnosed ADHD, why do you think it's so hard to deal with?
It is unfortunate that there are probably billions of people out there who have it, and they just think, I'm broken. I'm not a hard worker. I'm not a grafter like everybody else. I don't get the task done, so I'm failing continuously. And they're waking up every day with a new idea. This is going to get done tomorrow, like, do you know what I mean? But then they're planning something that doesn't match your ADHD brain, like, do you know what I mean? You're planning something that takes 4 hours of conversation on a monotonous task. Concentration.
Focus.
I think that's where ADHD can lead into the depression and other issues in life.
Yeah. I think that's what was happening to me. Like, I've thought about it more and more. And when I first went to the doctor, it was because I just felt so low and sometimes completely blank and just frustrated. Like there's something on the tip of your tongue and it can't come off. Like that kind of feeling, but at the highest level. Yeah. And what it was is I had so much potential in me and so many things I wanted to do and so many great ideas, but I could not nothing could materialize. It's exhausting.
Like, I wrote a list on the way down here and it's got 2 things on it. I make a phone call and then I'm going to come off the phone and think, why is it taking me so long?
But that's the hardest part, knowing that you could do things that will benefit your life like that, and you just can't do it. So you feel like you're failing yourself. Like, I used to always say, oh, my heart is willing but my flesh is weak. And that is a good way of describing it. It is, like, so much desire but so little action, and you do think it's yourself.
The passion of a person with ADHD towards, and not just artistic thing, even though the artistic flair is common in people with ADHD. Because
you're very creative as well.
Yeah.
Joff here, he just showed me a video of him playing piano, like, what is it? He plays classical piano. He's a sick music producer and writer. What other things? Can you backflip?
I can backflip. I'm a sick backflip.
You're from Ilford. You can backflip, and you definitely know my cousin.
Backflipping is, I know your cousin. Do you know my cousin?
Yeah.
It's part of my talents, is ninja stuff, and
it is very common for people with ADHD to just live their life feeling like a failure. And I think school and the education system really doesn't help. Not only do teachers not know the signs of ADHD.
Flares.
Happy hands. People with ADHD, once they can hyperfocus on something, whether it's creative or whether it's technical or whatever, they excel in it. Like, you're a sick creative. I'm all right with a pen. But they're usually people that are doing something massive, like they're self-employed or they're not having to do the regular 9 to 5.
Fitting the organism into the mechanism. Like, the mechanism is the common curriculum. You do an hour of maths, you do an hour of science, because most people they can do a solid concentration for an hour. Now, that's all right for most people, but that's not for us. And there's more of us than people think. And like what you're saying with the teachers not understanding it, my experience personally and with my children is that they will have extra funding for extra help for the children, but all it is it's not really extra help. It's either like, oh, you can come after school and do an extra lesson. That's not going to help nobody. You know what I mean? There's no real technique. There's no like teacher there that's sitting there going, okay, we understand how your brain works.
They just think that you need to have more.
Yeah.
You just need more of what they're giving.
Because it won't take, I don't think it would take much reading into or research of how the ADHD brain works to create a curriculum that will work for people with the problem.
Exactly.
Like they said, okay, what we're going to do is...
Or they could make one that works for everyone.
Yeah.
That has so much variety that it works for everyone. And it could unlock loads of things in different people.
Yeah.
Just learning to use their brain different. But
we're empathetic, right?
Yeah.
But in the same level,
empathetic meaning.
Do you want
to give a little definition?
We care about the feelings of others, but we try to put ourselves in other people's shoes.
We put ourselves in other people's shoes quite easily, which can be a good thing if someone's in need, but it could be a bad thing if we are taking on loads of emotional baggage.
And there's not a lot of people that are empathetic, and I think that most people with ADHD are. I come and see you for a bit, and I'll be like, listen to this, like, I heard this before I've even finished hearing it and enjoying it. I want to send it to someone.
Send it. My
somebody needs to enjoy this with me. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, I have to show this to someone. So what is that?
Do you know what is so mad? I follow lots of inspirational Instagram pages, and I see some, and they just feel like direct messages from God. Like I literally feel like God's speaking to me.
Yeah.
And instead of me absorbing what it's saying and being like, oh, thank you, Lord, for that perfect word, I send it to my girls. I put it on my Instagram story. I just want to give it away. I didn't even know that's ADHD.
I'll see something and I'm thinking about the person I want to show this to. We need to sit and listen to this. We need to enjoy this together. This restaurant is amazing. I need to take my mum here.
It's mad. So what were you saying, that being what that we can't enjoy the moment?
I think we don't enjoy it as much as we could. You might want to sit down and watch the sunset, and that could be good for your ADHD because it's called a meditative process.
I've got loads of friends.
Sunset and you're on holiday, right? So instead of enjoying it, unfortunately, let me Instagram this, let me Insta story this, and this, that, and the third, and you want to you should sit there and enjoy that, right?
Yeah.
For your ADHD, they're so good because from me, by experience, meditation, I would say one of the ultimate tools to battle ADHD because it brings you back down.
ADHD tip.
Meditate, man.
Life hack.
Meditate.
Mental health.
And learn to wait for things.
I'm quite patient. I feel like I'm quite patient because I will always do something else while I'm waiting.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean wait without?
Yeah, wait without doing something else.
Ah.
So you might think it's productive.
Like, right? I'm in a queue and I just think that queue could be 20 weeks long. I don't care if I've got a full battery.
Exactly. I'm the same. It's like I can drive anywhere if I've got a podcast, right? But why am I not driving and just breathing and just having a bit of time to calm my mind, doing the meditation? This is all part
of us keeping our mind stimulated.
Yeah.
Because our ADHD brain is always understimulated, by the way. So if you do feel like you've got ADHD and you find yourself doing something that you're interested in, like reading a book, and then all of a sudden you've got to go and do something else really quickly, and it's because your brain is bored.
Most of the books that we finish are ones where each chapter's a different thing. You're not like following one story. Like 48 Laws of Power, like a lot of people I know with ADHD.
Or it's a little thin one like The Alchemist.
Yeah.
2 books, 4 read.
I've bought you books as well.
Me.
Do you know?
Huh?
We both got ADHD, right? Severe ADHD.
And we buy each other books.
We buy each other books all the time. When I went back as an adult and tried to get some help with it about procrastination, they gave me a book
on procrastination.
That's like oxymoron, right?
Yeah, proper. But I feel like my blog's a bit of an oxymoron. That's why I wanted to do these videos, because I felt like, hold on, I'm writing this for people with ADHD. When I was reading blogs about ADHD, I would get so overwhelmed. I'd read a line that was relative to me and be like, oh my gosh, I've definitely got this. Yeah. Get so excited and just turn it off. Yeah. At the end of the day, I'd feel like such a fool for not reading it because it was so benefiting me. So I'd print it off and take it home to read on the tube. But obviously on the tube, I'm not going to read it. I've got a massive box of
stuff you're supposed to have read.
Paper.
Really?
Lots of blogs, You know what? It's a lot of reading material.
Yeah, but you might read them.
And it's tangible, because if everyone's phone was dead in the world, I've got all the info.
It's in a drawer, in a box, ready for your mind. Never mind, son. Penny's got it in box. High definition human being.
We are. You're a high definition.
Attention deficit high definition disorder. I suffer from. Get help with your ADHD with Penny and Joff.
Yeah, I'm just fucking, because we've got ADHD, man. We don't have to do it organised. It'll take me a year to edit. Doesn't always go to plan, does it? Does it, Joff? No? Do you go to plan all the time? No. Summer, summer, summertime. Go on, second verse. The feel that?
Summertime.
You actually.
Summertime.
Anyway. So earlier we were speaking about how no matter how important something is and how beneficial it's going to be to our lives, people with ADHD just can't prioritize. We've got an interest-based nervous system. So we were speaking earlier about how you've had that with your house.
What I learned from that was, no matter how severe it is, with the house it was, I lost all of my immediate family in a very short amount of time, 15 months or something like that, which left me with the house. Selling that house is going to be the freedom from all of the grief and the ghostly feeling of being in a house that used to have love in it and care and da-da-da-da. The ADHD is still affecting it. So it's kind of proof that you can't go into a routine and say to yourself, you know what, this is deep enough for me to be like, no, ADHD is not going to affect this. Yeah, and what would come from just completing these tasks is so great in terms of this will free me from so many different things. Do you know what I mean? But I still struggled with getting it done. It's not about how deep it is. It's about the organising. It's about the techniques, you know, like list writing and little bits
Time
and bobs.
boxing.
Yeah.
For my brain to work, I have to commit to like 15 things a day and make sure I give each of them 10 minutes at a time.
Right, okay.
Do you know what I mean?
And do you always give them 10 minutes at a time?
I have little alarms. So on days where I need to get loads done and I felt really rubbish, because I'll show you
It works. It's working for you.
Yeah, I couldn't do that every day because I get bored of anything every day.
Yeah.
But when there is a day where I want to get loads done, like when I've had a day off.
Yeah.
So like do some home admin, do some cleaning, watch some YouTube videos, write some stuff, visit someone or whatever.
Yeah.
I time box myself. So I write a timetable for myself, which is literally to the 15 minute.
Wow,
so what I'll do is watch a Jolene video, so this woman that I watch, and that could be an hour. So I'll watch that. Obviously I'll have a couple of breaks in between getting drinks and walking around the house and throwing the cat out. Well, that wasn't nice. And then clean my bathroom, and then do the kitchen, and then write a blog post, and then literally like that. And
but never like 2 hours of each task in one
never.
And
And it works.
Yeah.
And what I do is I make sure that I don't overcommit myself where anyone else is involved. So I make sure when I've got a day like that I do not plan anything with a person, because their feelings could get hurt. Because if I haven't done anything by 9 o'clock, which is, I plan 9 o'clock to be my cut-off time so I can have some self-care time, a bath, listen to some binaural beats, watch a nice film. If I get anyone else involved in the day, I end up overcommitting. I get all excited because I'm being productive.
Right.
My excitement then wants to give it to them because they've called me. I want to give it to them, so then I want to see them. If I can't make it on time, or if I can't actually see them, they're going to be hurt and they might not want to chat to me. They might think I'm a letdown, and then it just ruins it. So I have to make sure when I'm having a day like that, and I'll give you the timetable so you can have a look. It's really good.
I need to check that, because I do that, you know.
Loads of people
plan a whole day and get nothing done.
That's why
like,
I would
almost
have,
every time.
No, but what I would do like you is I'd have a list of say 5 things I want to do that day, and then just leave myself with that list. Now I break that list up into 20 different things, and I do 15 minutes of each thing, or half an hour.
So you'd put the list together, saying this is going to be done within the 15 minutes between 12 and 12:15.
Literally like this. Wake up at 6, then half an hour of binaural beats meditation.
Okay.
Then go and drop my jacket in the dry cleaners and come back and do 20 sit-ups and 20 squats.
Right.
Then, and it just goes like that, and the whole day is so productive, such a pleasure, so much variety.
I've had 35 days annual leave, right? Well, I'm going to spend the week in the house. A day or two at home with the missus or with the kids or whatever, doing what I need to do. In 35 days, I don't even think I had a day's worth of work done.
Wow.
Maybe grief, depression, and everything else. It all comes together.
Everything.
But it all comes together. But
as well, you don't like talk. You don't like, but you've had a bad experience in talking about your ADHD, and that has linked to it is all the other stuff. So where boys would normally have all the physical outdoor ones we talked about, and girls would have the inner ones, it then doesn't feel manly to have the inner ones. So when you are struggling with anxiety, just thinking about someone you miss, and you start having a panic attack, and all of a sudden your whole personality changes and you just become sad. So that can happen. That's ADHD.
Yeah, I think that's why you end up being much closer mentally to people that you do talk to about these things.
Because
like your friends, your partners, and like people who you understand like that. Like my relationship with my children, twin teenage boys and a stepdaughter, right? They have it.
All three?
No.
Oh,
the,
just
the twins, my
the
boys,
twins, your boys.
And
it's hereditary as well.
Yeah, it's hereditary. I know where mine came from. Straight up came from my dad. Do you know what I mean? Who just so happened to be the creative genius
and he's a
type.
sick singer. We just listened to one of his songs.
Sick singer, amazing writer, poetry, and just everything he done artistically was, to me, was inspirational and amazing. You know.
So you got his ADHD, which you do struggle with, but you also got the creative side, which is what a lot of ADHD people have. And
I love that. I love the fact that I am him in that way. Do you know what I mean? And I have traits of my mum as well. I've started to do gardening things.
Yeah.
And I've realised that gardening is so good for ADHD.
Really?
Yeah. What I was saying about the kids. Say one of them gets in trouble at school and they haven't done their homework, this, that and the third, I'll sit and I'll say to them, look, try and remind them without labelling them too heavily. And I try and stay on top of them. They creative, like they make music and they draw. Yeah, they do so much stuff. The neck on this T-shirt is a madness. It looks like I've been draped up by one of my uncles.
No, it looks like you're...
Pushed on.
It looks like you decided to go for a deep V.
A deep V? I didn't have the chest for it. It just has like a pale chest and some chest hair. I am not wearing concealer.
So, Joff, want to know how you manage your ADHD?
Yes, Penny. So...
I cut out sugar, but you don't. Everyone's going to notice how loud I am on this video because I've been digging into 3 packets of sweets with loads of sugar and loads of colouring, and it's this late and I ain't going to sleep till my birthday. Earlier on, you mentioned Ritalin medication. Did you take that when you were younger? Do you take it now? Is it like just for emergency days? What?
I'll probably take it more now. Like say I go on a course.
Okay.
At work. I need to pass it.
Okay.
I hate taking it because of the effect it has on the creative process.
Okay. So it numbs it down, or?
Yeah, it's not in the way people think. Oh, you
creative
take it.
process when he puts paintbrush to canvas.
I stand in front of the paper and I just draw straight lines.
Like a barcode.
Because this is what the medication makes me do.
No,
I'm a robot. When I take the medication, it turns me into a robot. No. So...
On the note of medication and education...
You can't double chin with a beard, can you? Can you double chin?
Well, I don't have a beard, so why did you bring me into that?
What I'm saying about with the medication is that it doesn't numb the creative process. What it stops is most creators who have been seen as greats or geniuses over the years, from like Mozart all the way up to people saying that Einstein, people saying that Kanye West is a genius, you know what I mean, are people that thought beyond the confines of what the usual
think out the box.
Exactly. I was trying.
I was trying
to avoid the old common cliche there.
Yeah, well, you know, keep it simple on layman's terms. Sugar.
I purposely made her eat sugar so that you could see what she's actually like as an ADHD
and my other
person.
videos, I'm just like,
nice and calm, innit?
Yeah, and these ones I'm like,
The geniuses, the people that have changed the world, from musicians, painters, all the way up to, like you were saying, Einstein, Tesla.
Whoopi Goldberg.
Yeah, she smashed it, innit?
She's sick.
You know what I mean? She made like, joyful, joyful Lord, we adore thee. Our God is Lord of light.
That was on Britain's Got Talent.
I'm born like flowers. Huh?
There's more.
Joyful, body up, body. The effect that it has on the creative process, it stops you going out of the confines. Do you know what I mean? So let's say I'm working on music, I put a drum down, the next drum, and da-da-da. What do I do next? Okay, this sounds alright, but when I'm off the medication, I'll sit down and be like, there's so many angles to fit in all these little bits and instruments, and start building up some more intricate stuff and stuff that sounds good to you, but it's stuff that people might not have heard you do before. Yeah.
When I got rid of my actual fear of medication in general, just like thinking that mental health medication sends you, you know, to the sunken place. Yeah. You know, I then realised that ADHD has so many good points, and I was scared of them being ripped away if I did try medication, like what you're saying, like numbing your creativity. But I've spoken to people who don't and have never tried Ritalin, but they've tried others, like Elvan's, what I was telling you about. Yeah. So like they got really creative. It brought out that side in them. So there's definitely like I think the more people are because Elvan's must be a new one, because lots of people I speak to haven't heard of it. So I think maybe different medications, or looking into different medications.
Yeah, I think you should try them. I think they're worth trying, but I think it's worth knowing, like what I learned from taking antidepressants is that they take an edge off. So they just give you a little bit more.
What do antidepressants?
Yeah, they take an edge off. And I think Ritalin's the same.
But antidepressants are really bad for people with ADHD.
Well, here's the thing. With antidepressants...
That was a quote from Tallulah, by the way, if you saw the last video.
Really? Because my father dealing with severe mental health issues, it's one of my favourite subjects now. He's looking into medication. I understand medication much deeper. And knowing that SSRIs, which are selective serotonin reuptake inhibitors, which is your serotonin in your brain, is what a lot of people know now, is your leveler. It's your neurotransmitter, or your neurochemical levels you out. ADHD people, we dump it all at once, super hyperfocus, and then we run out of it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then we have to wait for it to rebuild. But here's the thing, that's the problem with depression as well. That's why people get bipolar, because they get all happy and hype.
Yeah, and then the come down is
which sounds like ADHD, right?
Yeah.
But we get happy, hype, and creative, and this, that, and the third, and then we get down. And but I don't know about you, but the down is not always depressive.
No.
But the depressive comes...
a bit blank. It's a bit blank.
Yeah, nothing happens. Like you sit there just bouncing your legs.
Yeah.
When I have my downs, I kind of like curl up.
Is it?
Sometimes with that hits with the depression, I'll just hide. That's
Isolate yourself properly.
Yeah. The way I'm dealing with it at the moment, I'm more focused on making a difference because I need to.
Your lows will be lower than my lows because you have so much sugar, because you're on such a stronger come down than me. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's very rare I eat sugar. Like today I have, obviously. I'm just going to drink enough water tonight and just have a good pray up tonight.
Yeah.
So that I don't go in that place, because I know that the cycle normally goes. If I eat too much sugar, the next day I am on. It's like a come down. It's like,
I think the lows as well.
But if you're used to them and you've had ADHD from young, remember I only found out recently. So when I found out, oh my gosh, I've been blocked all this time. I looked up all the things I was supposed to cut out, did it, and the change was so drastic that I can't go back.
My lows at the moment are, if I get a hype and I'm working on music, this, that, and the third, and I don't finish the task, then I get a low, and I'm letting myself down there.
Yeah.
And at the same time, I might get hit with some grief, and because it's the level of grief that I'm dealing with, it's so intense that it can just add to the low of I haven't done anything, and then be at the bottom.
Yeah.
I'm lucky enough that my partner is seriously in tune.
Yeah.
She knows me when I know myself, and she knows when I'm going to hit a low.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
And that's what the importance of people understanding.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And learning. Like I was saying it before, but knowing that's you know you're battling with something that's so difficult to deal with, difficult to overcome and accept some days, and to have someone who is just doing it for you a little bit. Yeah. It is such an honour. Like it feels really nice.
I mean, to be honest, I feel...
Research your people them's conditions.
Yeah. I'm lucky that I've got somebody who actually fully tries to and has fully made themselves in tune with me, and I do my best to do the same with them. And I think it's not just when you're in a relationship with somebody, but like your friends as well. I think that's how me and you even got around to the point of us knowing about the ADHD, about you coming to me saying this, I might have it, and then me talking to you and
asking why I feel like
you were
that.
saying, you know, I do, and I'm saying to you, when you do this, when you're working on this, does this happen? Do you always feel like you're never getting things done and you feel let down because of this? And you're like, yeah, and in my head just going ping, 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 ping. You're ADHD, like I can tell you now. I remember saying you're fully ADHD.
And that was in the transition when I got told by the private doctor, but I hadn't been diagnosed, and then I started researching. Do you remember? And it was Joff that I used to tell, like, oh, this weird stuff, and he used to be like, you've got it.
I knew straight away, man. Just prior to being diagnosed, wasn't it?
Yeah. So it was like the lead up.
But then from that point onwards, I started.
But you hadn't spoke about it much, hadn't
Yeah, but then I started noticing it more in thing, and it's actually widened my perspective of the people that I know that have blatantly got it.
Yeah.
And then now I'm talking to them about, does this happen? You know?
Yeah.
And I
It's
still
that
even,
common, common. It is so common. I see traits in a lot of people.
Yeah.
If you've got ADHD, you've got ADHD, but things that happen in your life can make it come out more and can make it more visible. So I'm noticing a lot of people who had suppressed ADHD or mild ADHD who have gone through stuff and hadn't got diagnosed, and now they've got severe ADHD.
Yeah. Since me and you have spoke about it, I felt like I need to go back to the doctors and speak to them and say, look, it's been 15, 20 years since I've seen a doctor about it.
No way.
Well, I haven't seen a doctor about it.
So you've been... Are you serious?
No, not since then. I don't speak to them about it at all. It's
So
just
you've just got Ritalin because you got it when you were younger?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, do you know that's a problem? You're on the wrong medication.
Yeah, but I need to... Yeah, but it's time for me to speak to the doctor.
Yeah, you do. I didn't even know that. I thought you were like you frequently went to the doctor.
I've got a great doctor, but I speak to him about my depression.
Yeah.
My grief.
But they need to understand that how a person with ADHD would deal with depression and grief. Depression's common in ADHD, and also we can hide it.
Yeah. Do
you know what I mean? We can hide those things.
We're good at hiding it.
Yeah, very.
People with ADHD, you might not know that they have ADHD, but you definitely will not know that they have depression. And also, I think that same with me. I don't want another stigma.
Yeah, another label.
Stigma, another label.
What would you want to say to... I don't know, who would you like to see this?
People with ADHD.
Yeah.
Who feel alone, who feel like they've got nobody to talk to about it, or who just feel like they're the only one, and who feel like people don't believe it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Just know that there's people out there that actually believe what you've got is a thing. Also definitely for people who don't know they've got it and are struggling to complete things, who didn't get anything done today, like they said, and are going to bed thinking, I failed again. Use the internet, write your lists, meditate, calm yourself, take breaks. I want people to see this so that they can hear the benefits of meditation as well, because it's amazing.
How do you meditate?
I smell the air, breathe, slow my breathing down. Yeah, just become part of the moment. Yeah, so the past and the future.
Not worrying. Yeah. Not dreading. Not regretting.
Exactly, because
overthinking.
The past is essentially regret. It ends up being regret, and the future ends up being anxiety. Yeah. So being in the current moment is a powerful thing. Yeah. So I would say meditation's important, and I hope that people see this. I hope as many people as possible see this. So share up, man, because people are alone at the moment. So if you feel this, please share this out. And you're not lazy.
You're not.
You're actually not. Super on point, special, genius,
superhuman,
creative.
Thanks for watching. I know this is probably going to be a long one because we've got so much footage, and again, I don't want to take all the funny bits out, so I'm just going to have to accept that. The ADHD videos are going to be a little bit less organised, but amazing. Share with anyone that you think will benefit, and also you can leave questions or comments, share your experience. Any boys that are resonating with what Joff's saying, feel free to message him. I'll put his Instagram down there. And just share this, especially if you spot any of these traits in any of the men in your life, or if you're a man, because there is a stigma around it, and we want to remove that. I
think it'd be amazing as well if this video can get to people that haven't got ADHD. Yeah. To understand it more, I think that would be amazing. Because it might break the stigma as well. Yeah. I think the greatest thing that will come out of this video is not only are people getting diagnosed, people are getting relief. And some people could be watching this who's an employer. You could have colleagues and employees at your work that you get frustrated with and do your head in, but they're also really productive, creative, and on the other hand, and you might actually be able to use this video to understand them and utilize them. Because they could actually be your top member of staff.
Yeah, they'll be like a Swiss Army knife.
Yeah, that's it. They could do a bit of everything, but they can do each part of it very, very well. Yeah. Just don't make them do it for longer than 10 minutes.
Yeah. So, thanks again.
Thank you very much, everybody, for watching.